From Shanghai, we all hopped on a bus to take a full day trip to Suzhou.
Very important. Okay, now follow me. We are going walking to the garden.
好多人啊！耶，我宝贝醒了哇！
Okay, watch your step as you get into the garden.
Isn't it just?
Want to get a picture of you there? You both there?
Yeah, we just need.
All right.
Yeah, but we gotta wait till the picture's clear.
Yeah, watch your step. Yeah, we come this way. After that, you know, it's used for trade, for garments.
I want to get the girls this shirt. How much are the shirts? 3?
Yes, Wang. And he was a retired government official. And he came back, he was not born here, and he came over to Suzhou and bought a piece of land. And this garden was based on a very small temple, and then enlarged. Of course, you know, first generation was not like this, because the ownership of this garden from one person to another. So this is the garden of many owners. Yeah. So each time when somebody had it, and if they didn't like certain part, and they just demolish and add more. So this is the garden of many people.
900 years old.
900 years old. Yeah. And as I said, this is a garden of home residence as well as garden. So this part, you know, actually altogether 3 parts. So this is the eastern side. Eastern side is mainly residence side. And also you can find out all the resident buildings built on, you know, central access. And the gardens all parallel, located on both sides. So the residence, you have to follow the rule. But the gardens, irregular shape. There's no rules. But of course, it seems no rules, but eventually you find its way. So this is also can explain why Chinese sometimes discipline, sometimes regulations serve as suggestions or decorations. That is the mentality from all these things. And usually the front part is reception hall. We are going back to the reception hall, and the ladies' hall, and back here, these are the bedroom for the children's. And these are the gardens. And the middle part is the central part of the whole garden. It's a pond. Around the pond there are some pavilions and a study room for the kids, and also chairs for the ladies to enjoy, and a pavilion for people to have different celebrations for different festivals. And also western side is actually mostly for the, people working for looking after the garden or things like that. Not very important. So these are general layout of this garden. Besides the door, actually at the bottom level there's a half-size door. Actually most of the time the door open but half-size door closed. Try to prevent people who are not very important outsider coming in. And also that is the front part. As you get into this family, and two long benches waiting over there. And that room actually is not for the, just for people to walk through, but not for people to stay. Who are the people to stay? And the people carry these guys to visit the family. So like a sedan chairs, all boat people. So that's like a tea room for these people. Serving them tea while they're waiting for their master, while they wait for their whatever, ready to go back home, bring them back home. So that's a resting room. And this is the main reception. And these three characters tells these family, collect more than 10,000 modern books. So it's highly educated family. Only you're highly educated, then you're able to get a good job, get a good high position. So every time when people come to this family, read that, and we understand we come to a very high level, highly educated. And whenever there is a big delegation, and they treat them, they receive it here. So look at these furniture. These are Qing Dynasty style furniture. Okay, it's not original. Original is in Song Dynasty. Qing is the last dynasty. You might think, what is the difference between these furnitures, different dynasties? Remember, when you look at the furniture in China, if you happen to see a marble stone inlaid at the back of the chair, or the table inlaid in the middle of the table, definitely this 100% is the Qing. QI last dynasty. Because Qing, they have more carvings, add more light. Between every building, there is a little courtyard. This courtyard, it's a multifunction. It's for drainage. The water always goes there, and then on the ground is a drainage system. And also, if sometimes like this room is very low, it's dim light and not much air, so you like to walk out in the courtyard to have fresh air, to get fresh air, to get more light. So this building, compared with the first one, is much lower and darker. So that's for the very important occasion, and this is for the family. For the kids, for the close relatives or relatives, especially for women, to get together. And for tea, for chatting, for playing mahjong, or for kids play around. Yeah. So much lower. And usually the girl upstairs for the girls' bedroom. Or the bedroom for the guests, women guests. Yeah. So look at these tables. Even look at the furniture. Almost a smaller size. And less decoration, less carving. So you can see, women in those days were discriminated, was looked down upon. We couldn't have the same social status as we do. Can you imagine to sit here and, with a book or with a fan, very elegant, So that's why they call these chairs beauty's chair. You don't want to stay in the garden, you like to do shopping, right?
How many of you are going to do that now?
Not now, but if we do it
Master of fishing net garden. So look at the ground. He has several fishing nets. Because, to Chinese, water is very important. But here you don't see any water. So they use the nets as a metaphor for water. Because, fishing net for catching fish. Without water, how can they catch fish? So they will use a net as a pattern of the ground. Reminds you water around. So that is a balance. So this is the fishing net.
done.
We're here. Come here. He's the artist.
Very, very nice.
He invited us to see him painting.
This is their little kitchen.
This is their home. Yes. Look at the sea he's doing. It's beautiful. Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful,
Yeah.
sir. Beautiful.
The Chinese Suzhou is only one cheap. Is what too much. How much? 200, 100, too much. Is 10, 5.
Beautiful.
Yes. Yeah.
And you do this?
Yeah.
All of them? All of them you?
No. Is what?
One you do.
Yeah. What?
I want one.
Yeah.
Not
Yes.
Yes, you.
Yes. 那么其实我们人买 staff 的搞的，那么搞的嘛 too much， 他开的给搞的是80，那么搞的是160， yeah.
Gives you the money.
Yeah. I feel cheap.
These here he did?
Are these yours?
Yeah.
All the painting. The painting.
Yes.
Wow.
How much is it?
15.
15?
Yeah.
No, 50.
Oh,
50.
50.
No.
50.
I could,
50.
yeah, I could have balanced.
Did he do that one?
You. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Good.
You paint?
Yes,
You
yes,
paint.
yeah.
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's his stamp. Beautiful.
You like that one?
I like that one too.
I almost like
Can that one? Can I have that one too?
Look at these.
Yeah.
These
Okay.
are cute. And he hung them. Oh, sad. I just bought them.
I feel good about that place.
Beautiful.
That's the 4 right there I just bought. Yeah, they're beautiful. That's okay. That's all right. Almost took it right. Okay, I got one set. They're beautiful.
Now you focus.
These are nice for gifts, though. Well, I got it. Thank you. He painted these himself now. That's what's so neat.
Yeah, that's what makes it special. I got these and the.
Okay.
Probably should take a bamboo, but.
Right stage of the silkworm. And from, of course, these are the cocoons. White color. These are the, we call mulberry silk cocoon, or silkworm down this silk cocoon. And of course, we have other two, taster and a castor. Taster and a castor. Taster and a castor, they are all raised and, eating, sleeping on a tree. And the color of the cocoon will be different color, like a natural color. So the harvest is not stable. That's why very little production in China. The majority, 95% of silk coming from this mulberry silk. It's a white color, stable and a very good harvest. But this cocoon with different shape, and a different size, different shape, and because we have single cocoon, which is good for silk spinning, and a double cocoon, quite big number of the double cocoon by silkworm, because two worms accidentally, like twins, find one place and weave one cocoon. It's not easy for us to make the silk filament for the thread. So we use this double cocoon for comfort. So that is why now we produce more comforter, because we use double cocoon. Years ago, we couldn't use. We used for material for paper, for silk paper, for painting, for calligraphy, and also for, in the old days, for the windows. So this is the silk thread, after cocoon, and we produce this silk thread. Then this silk thread will be shipped to the weaving factory, or dyeing factory first, then weaving. So the next procedure. And here shows you, these are the eggs. Eggs lay on a paper, these tiny, tiny eggs. And these eggs usually will be kept in a cold place for next crop of for next year. So when the season is ready, like usually around this time of the year when the tree going to have the leaves, then the farmers will go to the hatchery and take back these eggs and put these eggs in a room which has been sterilized by lime water for incubation. So 2 weeks later, in a certain temperature, you see that? Little worms, tiny worms, come out from the eggs. And these tiny worms come out from the eggs, these creatures looking for food, mulberry leaves. But this time, farmers have to go to the mulberry bushes, pick up the 1 or 2 leaves from each bunch because tender and fresh, and bring home, and then we dry, with the dry cloths, because morning dew and the raindrops, if the worms eat the leaves with that, will suffer from digestive system. Very delicate. They are very delicate. As we describe farmers to the worms, exactly what they did to their baby. Take very cautious and very good care. But these creatures, when they start eating, they keep on eating day and night. So every couple of hours we have to change the leaves, because from very beginning. And they keep on eating day and night, 5 days without stop. After 5 days eating, they stop first time, and then they go to sleep. We call it dormant period. Lasts about 24 hours. After 24 hours sleeping, they wake up. But this time, before they start eating again, each worm will shed skin, like snakes or lobster or crab. Then they grow a little bit larger. And the color will change from brownish color to white. So this is the 1 week like this. Then they keep on eating again, day and night. And another 5 days, shed skin again, grow larger. 2nd week, 3rd week, 4th week, 5 or 5 times. Like 25 days or 20 days, depends on the season. And to grow to this size. To this size, no more eating, finally. And they move their head from one side to another. Look restless. Because there's a little shining substance come out from the lips. And the farmers understand they are ready to wave, to spin the silk and make a cocoon. So we pick them up from the bamboo train and put them on the straw bundles. Actually, it's a place. Each worm find their own place and make a cocoon. Why they make a cocoon? They make a cocoon from outside, like build up a shell, wave the cocoon from outside, round and round, then finish the whole filament from the body and wrap itself in the middle with a very thin shell in the middle of the cocoon and stay there. So from this size to this, no more silk. So why they make cocoon? Very interesting. The worms build the cocoon in the shape of alphabet 8. Number 8 goes like that, always goes like that. So later in the silk spinning place, you see the cocoon bubble in the water, because while you draw unwinding the filament in that shape, so they bubble in the water. That is the reason. So if we do not do anything to this, in 2 weeks in certain temperature, this pupa from this, and it will turn out to be moth. If we do not do anything, in 2 weeks in certain temperature, become moths. And the moths try to make a hole on the cocoon and come out like a butterfly. But these butterflies, different from wild butterfly, they don't fly. They stay where they are. In certain temperature in a week, then they looking for another part, mating. After mating, male will die immediately. That's all for their life. And the female will live on to lay eggs. In certain times, certain days, they lay from 500 up to 800 tiny eggs. So that's a whole life cycle. Then come back again. So every year, 5 crops. 1 in the spring, 2 in summer, 2 in autumn. Spring, 30, 35 days. And summer season, 20, 25 days. Because of temperature. And here, I have 2 pieces. And as I explained, you can easily tell which is real silk. Sometimes, the plastic one even looks shinier than the real silk. But you can check it. Example shows how the worms eat the leaves. So look at this. This is more like a family size. Family size, the shelf with the bamboo trunk. And all the silkworms, stay inside. Then we feed the leaves. And if we change the leaves, we take them out and lift the nets. Then we add more fresh leaves. Find their own place to make cocoon. So sometimes the two worms find one place, then they work together to make one cocoon, which is called double cocoon. Okay, this is the double cocoon. You shake it, the sound can tell.
Oh, yeah.
So these are the single cocoon.
Which one's more valuable?
Well, it doesn't matter now.
Okay.
Each, different cocoon for different function.
What did she separate?
Well, this is a cocoon sorting. Among this, as I show you, those are the double cocoon. Usually the double cocoon, the size is much bigger than the single cocoon. But look at this. There's a tiny hole on it. Remember, if the cocoon, the worms make a hole on the cocoon, the continuous filament will turn out to be pieces. So it's no good. So this should be sorted out.
That's what she's doing.
And look at this stain. This stain will be on the silk even after weaving to cloth. So it's no good. So she's sitting here, look at all the cocoon from the warehouse, and then she needs to figure out what is double, what is stained, what is pierced. So pick them up, put them in the bags. These are rejected. These are rejected. Only the single ones, good ones, goes on for the silk spinning.
There's just one tiny little thread there, and it's drying, air is drying it as it rolls it on here.
So outside we see how the single cocoon being processed. So here is the place where you're going to see double cocoon. So these are boiled double cocoon. So look at this lady here. She tried to put in the water because the water is easier for you to break. So inside you can see two dead pupa. So that means this is the double cocoon, not the single. So as she take out the two dead pupa and wash it clean a little bit and stretch it larger and put on this band. You see how it works?
Yeah.
So she take out another one. Usually 10 double cocoon, stretch it to make a one small piece. And after you get a 10 cocoon for this piece, and you have to stretch it. Take it off and stretch it again, make a bigger size. For what? For this.
That's the same one.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So 10 of these will be make one of these finished ones.
Oh wow.
It's a stretch work. It's very. You have to stretch it. You have to stretch it. Take it off and dry it. See this? This is a dried piece. So these ladies standing on each side and hold it evenly, then you stretch evenly. Don't pull too hard later when you have your chance to do that. Otherwise, we'll be imbalanced.
Now you hold this piece.
Yeah.
Mary, you got this piece? Okay. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, ladies. Go evenly, slowly.
Because silk has a long fabric. That's why we can stretch it. And fluffy again. That's how we do. That's it. And then later you may find, why this is printed and this is the plain. This is just, the different price. The same, this is the better looking, better price, higher price. This is just simple and a cheap price. I like to get a lighter one. So tell them, what do you want? Then they will show you the price.
After the silk factory, we had lunch, and then Woody and I decided we had to have a shot of snake liquor. Purely for medicinal purposes, you understand.
Is this a dare?
That is really not that bad at all.
Did you leave me a drop in the cup for me?
No.
Is it very alcoholic?
Yes.
Let's do our family picture here. It's perfect. The sign right there. So we all facing to that way. Ladies in front, gentlemen in back. We try to stay for 2 rows.
Did you get it? No, I figured I would get the one over.
Did you bring that jacket?
Yes, I saw her.
She's just getting ready to sell it.
$1, $1.
There you go.
You watch your head.
Yeah.
She can't stand up straight. What'd you get? Oh, Freddie's fans. Oh, that's so sweet. Look at you. You look like you could go into business.
I know. Well, they wanted fans, so I had to get my closings.
Yeah, if you want to get a nice photo, you can open your window. Yeah, I understand you have learned to share. Now we are on the Grand Canal as well as city boat. How deep is the canal? About 9 feet. I'm sure nice to see this weeping willow. Weeping willow really tall trees. See that? And also beyond those are the city wall. Yeah, look to the left. That is very well, that pretty good city wall. That section just restored recently. On the right side, that is the street where we drive by. So we saw this river on the bus. And also you can see it used to be house, against the wall. See those? Like a roof. A lot of houses built against the wall. So you want to protect the wall, they move them. There's going to be a lot of people here. Used to live here. See that? I think this is down in 1992, 1994. Oh, it's beautiful. No, the whole cup. car to them. They delay. They mounted.
So like saying if you're not interested in a picture, but a course.
This is called the Marco Polo Bridge.
Okay.
Very good.